He drove all the way down here today in a car without heat, and it is 7 degrees.
Good morning, Young Groms. Today we are going to be going over the coldest session I've ever surfed. This session went down about 2 years ago when I was surfing with my friends up in New England. I had actually surfed the night before with Bear. We went out, it was like kind of storm surf, but it went offshore. And then the next morning I woke up from a call from Kyle Latch that him and Sean Casey were headed up from Jersey, and Blueberry Dave had also come all the way up from Virginia. So I had to wake up. It was freezing out, and I was a little lazy because I already had surfed, but I threw my wetsuit in the back, threw my booties and everything in the back of my car. And at the time I was driving a 92 Pontiac Bonneville that had no heat, and I drove down real quick, met them before sunrise, and my wetsuit had frozen stiff in cardboard. So I was like running around trying to warm up. I was freezing. The temperature was 4 degrees. The high was 5 degrees for the day, and I think the average was 4 degrees. With wind chill, obviously that's a lot lower, and the water was around the high 30s, low 40s probably. This was by far the coldest day I'd ever surfed. We're gonna look through some photos from the day. As you can see right here, this is just like the sun coming up. Everything's really pretty. The water is relatively warm. If the water's 40 degrees and the air is 4, it makes this sea smoke phenomenon, and you can see, makes for really cool shots. Here's me on a wave. But yeah, I was so cold after the drive down there because I didn't have any heat in my car that I was like running up and down the streets trying to warm up. Here you can see there's a photo of me about to paddle out, and I'm freezing already. There was ice in the bottom of my boots, and I was relying on like the warmth of my body to melt that ice by the time I was paddling out. So the day was cold, and it was gnarly for everybody, but it was really compounded for me because I didn't have heat in my car, and that would have been a huge win if I did. I do now. Here's us out in the lineup. We're just chilling, waiting for a wave, and you can tell that it's cold. You got a lot of that sea smoke phenomenon. And yeah, I caught a few waves. It was crazy. We surfed 2 sessions. In between, I ran like we were driving to go see another.
We scored. Just a bunch of hedges back here, some private residences. Pretty nice properties. Surfology, Lucas Hildreth, and Uville on the scene.
Spot, and I actually had to pull over because I was in my wetsuit and I was like literally dying of hypothermia. Like my body was just going. So I had to pull over. I pulled over to Starbucks, ditched, stripped out of my wetsuit in the freezing cold outside, ran in and was like, do you guys have any hot water? And they gave me like a ton of hot water and like really saved me. Like I don't think I was gonna die, but it was like getting close there where I was starting to get scared. So I couldn't surf anymore. And then we hung out for a little bit in like a coffee shop, warmed up, and I could actually feel my feet like in pain coming back to life, and that's kind of a symptom of frostbite. But anyway, yeah, we paddled back out for another session. It's crazy. This session was super fun. It wasn't as cold. It was the afternoon. We caught a bunch of waves. I was really feeling myself, doing a lot of turns. Just felt good on the Black Beauty. And what do you call it? Blueberry Dave got this sick shot of me. We surfed literally till dark. And you can see there's like ice on my face, ice on the board itself even, and then ice like surrounding the wetsuit. And the wetsuit actually feels like cardboard when this happens. So it was really gnarly, really crazy day.
Yeah, it's cold, boys. It's cold. Look at this grom.
Holy shit. Still got some ice up here. One heck of a day. I'm back in the countryside, but it was worth it. We got 2 sessions at an empty Point Break. 2 of my buddies shooting, and Sean, Lucas Hildreth, and I. Lucas is a good addition to the Surfology gang. He brings his A game. He drove all the way down here today in a car without heat, and it is 7 degrees. So Sean threw him in his van, and I threw him in my car a little bit. But yeah, group effort today.
Thanks for Sean. Sean like saved me again because it was dark. I had nowhere to change, and it would been really like just cold and uncomfortable to change outside. So what I did was he threw me in the back of his van, and they were blasting the heat. I changed in there. I hung out in Surfology's car for a while trying to warm up, And then I made the drive home, which was super cold, in the car with no heat. So it was a really gnarly day. And when I gotten home, two things happened. I had lost like visibly 10 to 12 pounds. Like my stomach was flat. I had no fat on me. I must have been burning it through the day to stay warm. And then I actually had, I don't have a picture of it anymore and probably wouldn't have been appropriate to show, but I had frostbite on the tip of my like pointer toe, my second digit, and it was black. Like the very tip of my toe was black, and that stayed for about like 2 weeks, and it eventually fell off, and it wasn't that much skin, but yeah, like fully had frostbite. It was really gnarly. And I think because that booty might have had a hole in it. Like I was really balling on a budget, you could tell. Hot car with no heat, 32 years old, and boots that didn't really work that well. But yeah, all in all, it was a sick day. And now that we have really good equipment, now that I have like the 9mm booties and I have the 543 from Buell, I don't think that'll ever happen again. I'll be able to surf longer and yeah, stay out in the water and get you guys some really good content. So,
all right, guys, it's cold out here. We're trying to get back to the car because it is freezing.
So that's the video for today. Make sure to subscribe because we're going to be charging further north. We're going to be surfing colder weather and bigger waves now that we have the right equipment and everything. And as always, we will see you on the next swell.